a little bit of hysterics going on. Okay. Hello friends, I'm welcoming you at my channel LiterMort. My name is Nadezhda Bugayeva. I'm a specialist of Russian and Western European literature. I'd love to say a few words about beautiful Vivi's Villevalogy's new song, Heartful of Ghosts, the text of which is a little piece of poetry, and a beautiful one it is. Absolutely worth of giving a little bit of literary explanation of the metaphors and beautiful wordplay which we can see in this song. I think it is important to underline that I'm not giving a reaction on Vivi's song or video. This is literary analysis of what Vivi has written, because I always say to those who are ready to listen to me that every song of the néo-noir is a poem in itself. And the music and the singing with which Vivi provides all these songs, those are just complementary pieces. This is just an additional something beautiful that Vivi gives us. And without the music, without his singing, these are just beautiful classic poems, beautiful classic poetry, which is to be analyzed, thought about, to be given an analysis, because there's so much inside. The word play, the word combinations, the lines are not just lines. Yeah, as Vivi says about pit to one's pendulum, there's a huge big pit inside the poem. Let's get into it, since Vivi invites us. Okay. When Vivi says, darling tarot heart, first of all, the heart is a central motive of whatever Vivi has on mind and on his album. And tarot refers to the motive of a game, of a play. Love is a game. You can check out my other videos. I've already said a lot about the Forever Lost, the Eclocate Your Love, the Love Letting, and other beautiful songs of Vivi's. Everywhere he mentions this labyrinth, this game, love. Love is a game to be played, and hardly anyone can be the winner of this game. Love is a labyrinth, so easy to get lost in it. And love is a tarot game. This is the motive of the fate, of the doom, hanging over the people who dare fall in love. It takes a daring heart from one to get involved into this deadly game. And of course, love is a Finnish roulette. To start love, one must be ready that it comes to an inevitable end. And in the end, like the bullet will get where it must. The person will forever stay in the Hades land, in the land of the ghosts, of the dark memories of what is gone, but what was beautiful. It is a very important concept in Vivi's néo-noir that love is beautiful in itself, even though it ends in Hades. Love is a road. According to Vivi's, love is not a monotonous game. It's not stable. Quite on the contrary. Love is constant moving forward. Love is a road. And this road can take the two through the Hades, near the hellhounds of Hecate and other quite dreadful things, right into the nightmare. Because love inevitably comes to an end. But notwithstanding how dreadful the end is, how much of a horror this end of the love is, it cannot take away the beauty of love when it was at its ripening season. So this is quite an optimistic pathos. Whoever says that Vivi's pathos is pessimistic, my God, those Finnish singers are so sad. No! My God, so full of optimism. Okay, we end in tears. We end in dreadful horror. Let's rejoice. As it was said in Secina and Secunella, libation for failure. Yeah, let's celebrate our beautiful failure. Because in Vivi's realm of the night, every failure is beautiful. In every song of the neo-noir, Vivi gives his explanation, his definition of love. What is love? To love is to stay at the mercy of each other. Yeah? To love means to have a duel with two pistols. Any moment a bullet can come out. Obviously, it is not without a reason why on the photo of the neo-noir, Vivi is wearing his beautiful black voilette covering the upper half of his face. As we know, voilette, yeah, is a small piece covering everything above the mouth. And it's a gender motive. Voilette's a piece to be worn by a lady. But Vivi is wearing it. And I think it's not about just playing a game of being a lady man or a man lady or whatever. I think it's a gender motive. It's rather a game of feminine and masculine traits. And I find this motive in the Heartful of Ghosts, as in the line, "I'll be the pit to your pendulum." It is a metaphor where the man who addresses a lady is going to be the pit and the lady is going to be the pendulum. The pendulum is an active movement, is something energetic, is something to be associated with a masculine character. While a pit is something which is stable, which receives the energetic active movement and is associated with the feminine role in a duet of the two. The two roles, the feminine one and the masculine one, in Vivi's case, are exchanged. The man is the pit to accept the energetic, wild movement of a lady. Very interesting and very up to the moment. The Heartful of Ghosts is a little encyclopedia of what is to be a feminine one and what it is to be the masculine one. To be masculine is to be para to the lady's normal, Vivi says. To be the super to her natural. We can conclude that in this song, in the realm of the neo-noir songs, the man character asks too much from the lady one, asks this much, which the lady cannot give them. And this is why a tear drops. We can see lots of the wordplay and alliterations where the sounds are repeated time after time again, so the lines are very melodic. Heartful with F-U-L and heartful with F-U-L-L are homophones, which are the constructions or the words which sound the same though are written in different ways, and it's an example of the wordplay. What does it mean, the Heartful of Ghosts? It means, as I've already explained in the Eclocate Yula, which was the first one of the triumphant beautiful songs given out by Vivi, every time someone loves somebody else and the love comes to an end, it's never completely forgotten. Love stays forever in the heart. And actually, it's not the nicest of the feelings, because when someone loves 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times, maybe 7, maybe 4, it means that 10, 7 or 4 ghosts of all the lost loves will stay in the heart, and thus can be called the ghost of the heart. The long-suffering heart can be called the heart full of ghosts. This situation can be called the Heartful of Ghosts. Notwithstanding how many times this poor heart loves and loses, it never loses its hope. This is why the pathos is absolutely optimistic. Okay, we can love and lose time to time again, but we are not going to lose our hope, because the hope is the strength. This is what lets us move on time after time again. I can observe that every song of the neo-noir is to be taken as a continuation of the previous one or the predecessor to the next song, because all of them are connected, interconnected with the motives, with some images, with the metaphors, which Vivi repeats in every second next song. For example, in the Heartful of Ghosts Cry Out to the Wendigo moon in Scorpio, the image of a wolf, of a lonely symbol crying out to the moon, is a repeated one which is to be found in other songs. It's the motive of the solitude. Love in Vivi's neo-noir is a song to be sung alone. Love is a solo thing. It's not a duet. It's a soliloquy. Even being in love, even being in an affair with another darling tarot heart, the character of Vivis stays lonely at the heart. Vivis' character associates the moon with himself. Moon is his symbol. When we see moon, it's like Vivi has already taken it. The moon belongs to him. And his moon is the one in Scorpio. Since the Scorpio is his astrological sign, Scorpio is also his. The word baby is a repeated one to be found in many songs of the neo-noir. But what is the baby planchette? Baby planchette, come on! Dream me a little song, Vivi sings. Who is the baby planchette? And actually we know that planchette is this kind of a thing with letters, which is used in the spiritual seances, yeah, to call out to the dead souls. But what is baby planchette? It's a very, very small planchette. No, actually in Vivi's concept of love, baby is love. And I've produced a certain video with analysis of what baby is in Vivi's realm of tears. Baby planchette is a periphrasis. It is love, but this love which is ruled by fate. We cannot control the moment the Finnish roulette pistol fires. We cannot know when we fall dead with a bullet and where it goes, Vivi knows. So the love is this baby planchette. When they two unite together in love, they as if unite with the spiritual world, and they no more control their fate. The fire can come any moment. But what kind of fire is it? The fire of this love duet. This is the fire which is a promise of heat without light. How very interesting, heat without light. We know that the neon light is the light without heat. But here it's heat without light. As if Vivi puts the very idea of neon love given no heat on its head. Now this love, which has lots of heat, gives no light.
Don't let anything stand in the way of the light that shines through this form. Risk being seen in all of your glory.
My God, every time this love is not ideal. What does the main character want? Sometimes he gets love full of light, but he doesn't like it. It's neon light, he says. Look, it gives no heat. I want a better one.
And it's titled Two Roads, One Choice.
But look now, okay? The character. We don't say it's Vivi. It's his character. The character of Vivi can do anything in the song. It doesn't mean Vivi does the same in his real life. Of course not. It's a poetic realm, musical realm, and as if in real life Vivi is the man who he is. He knows who he is. But the moment he enters his art realm, he is no more a normal man. Now he is a paranormal man. He can do anything. And so in this song, his character gets another love. Hallelujah. My God, what a beautiful moment to celebrate. But this love has so many shortcomings. It's not ideal again. It's full of heat, of passion, but it has no light. So you see, the perfect love of this, the one his character is dreaming about, having a dream in a dream, is the one full of light and full of beautiful heat. It must be passionate love. The word passion is connected to pathos. It's what is on the surface. It cannot be cold. And the light comes from within. The light is a quality of a heart. The one to be loved and to love should not be an empty, a hollow one. They must have lots of light inside. And thus a productive love will be given life like a baby. Why is the character sorrowful? It's such a sorrow that every time a new love is found on their way, because the love is a road, the character is walking on it solo, and then he finds an object of love. But every time it has something broken in them.
Because I'm broken, eventually I will be ground down into a fine powder.
It either has too much light and without heat, or too much heat without light. Every next love is broken, not good enough, and again it's to turn rotten, to turn into a shadow. Love is never ideal. That is why it cannot last forever, though it stays forever in the heart, but as a ghost. The person who loves this way is doomed to stay in Hades forever. They have their own little Hades in their heart, which is quite not so easy to live with. This is why every new love, a Valentine, is a valedictory Valentine, is love which already breathes with the saying of goodbye. It's a love of a goodbye, when the two are still together, but they know in their heart of hearts that their staying together has a limit. So every time, every new love is the one with a limit, and this is something to be very, very much sorrowful about. Another time the word game appears in Vive's writings. What is love? Love is a game of catch a tear. It's so sorrowful, because you cannot find everything in one person. Just not possible. Every person has a drawback. As we said, it can be a neon person, full of light, but having no warmth inside. Or it can be a very warm person, passionate one, but it turns into an ember and it fades. The super deep connection of the hearts never happens, or whatever drawback can happen. And this is why it's always a tear after another tear. In every song, with the beautiful metaphor of heartstrings, Vivi described the internal emotions of his character. Heartstrings trembling low. The heart is a musical instrument. Love plays on it. The beautiful ladies can play on it. The person themselves can make music from their own heart. A person is such an orchestra in themselves. And it can be either sorrowful or optimistic music, but it always gives out music. Once there comes out no music, it means we are dead. So long live the music. And in the end, Vivi says, my heartstrings now trembling solo. And this is the sad end to which every song comes, and see how graceful it is, so sad. This love is a solo one. Again, it cannot be overcome, this solitude in love. Every time the character tries to overcome it, again, after time, again, it never happens. Always there's a limit that cannot be overcome, like a heart cannot be penetrated. You see, the solitude cannot be totally penetrated. Though in some songs the character of Vivis does penetrate the heart of his beloved. He does. But there is no song where his heart is penetrated. It means like the loneliness cannot be overcome. This is why in the end the heart is trembling solo. Though it's trembling, a very good sign. It means we are alive. But this is very graceful that these sad motives, they are accompanied by optimistic pathos. We are celebrating love. Okay, this is love so far from an ideal love. Let's celebrate it. At least we can love this way. Just imagine, love is a rose which comes to bloom. It's a sick rose. It's so far from ideal, like pink-cheeked rose. It's a sick one, but it is a rose. Just imagine bold heart, heart given no trembles, given no roses, given nothing, no music. And unlike this dead heart, Vivis is full of life, which is so beautiful. Okay, thank you for your attention. I'm going on analyzing Vivis art, and so I hope that this one was of interest for you. I'll be glad to see your reactions, to see what you think about the images of Vivis. So I'll be glad to see you in the next videos. See you.